Hey everyone, so for this vlog I'm going to continue our small project which is the ping pong game. So the feature that we're going to add is the score and the title. Now for the project structure, so we have the CMake.txt, so we have the SRC folder and assets folder. So inside the SRC folder, we added a new file called score.c and score.h file. And inside the assets file, we have our font. So the font is freestands.ttf. Now in our CMake configuration, we added the src/score.c inside the add underscore executable found in line 17 up to 25. Also in the CMake, we add our add underscore custom underscore command. So this line of code in line 55 up to 60, it will going to copy our assets folder inside the bin folder or the next to the executable file that the CMake generated for us. Now for the score.h file or score.header file, so here we have our include guard and include directives, and then we have our score struct and the function prototypes. So the function prototypes, we have the score and score underscore init function, and we have score underscore render, and we have the title underscore render and the score underscore destroy. Now here in the score.c file, we're going to have or we're going to include the score.header file, and we include the stdio.h library, and then we're going to initialize our score here inside the score underscore init init function. So in this function, which is the score underscore render function, so this function has the functionality to display our score. So we have a title underscore render. So this function has the functionality to display the text or the title of our game, which is ping pong game. Now for the ball.h file or the ball header file, where we're going to change the type of our ball underscore check collision function. So from void, we will going to turn it into int. So it can return 0 if there's no score, right if the paddle right got scored, and 2 if the paddle left got scored. Now for the ball.cmake file, here we have the ball init function and the ball underscore update function. Now here for our ball underscore check collision function, so from void type, we're going to make it an int. So here in line 42 up to 50, as you can see, we will going to return 1 if the right side got score, and then we will going to if the left side got scored, and then we will going to return 0 if they don't or they still keep playing. So for the game.header file or for the game.h file, so we're going to add, or inside the games track, we're going to add our score there. Now in the game.c file, inside the game underscore init function, we will going to initialize our score here in line 56. Now in line 182 up to 114, we have our game underscore render. So we're going to render out our title text and also the score. So we're going to render out, or we're going to show it in our screen. And lastly, we have our game underscore run function and game underscore cleanup function. So the main.c file is unchanged. Now we're going to build our project. And that's it. We successfully added our title and our score in the screen. For the next feature that we're going to add or implement a single player mode. So we will going to implement an AI so that we have a opponent so we can play with AI. And that's all. Thank you for watching.